Beware of leftovers. Leftovers, no matter where they come from, can be a letdown if you're losing weight. I noticed this probably within the first two months of losing my weight, because when you don't give your body what it wants, give your mind what it wants, then you tend to have a harder time throughout the day and throughout the week. You may find it easier to get rid of leftovers or to give them away, or to just, better yet, make enough for you and those who depend on you and be done with it, so that you don't have to keep them around for a couple of days. Because when you do, you end up in a situation where the food doesn't taste as good and you don't get as good an eating experience, and therefore your brain doesn't get the signal that you are satiated. And when you don't feel like you are satiated, you tend to have a harder time staving off hunger during a fast. That has been my experience. That is why, even today, when weight loss is no longer a priority, I can go out and I will go for the thing I enjoy most, regardless of how healthy it is or how healthy it is not. Just the other day, I went for a big old barbecue sandwich, dripping in tomato sauce and barbecue sauce and all this good stuff. I had 2 of them. The day went by beautifully because I gave my mind what it was craving. I gave myself what it was craving. Yes, this applies to all types of food, whether it's, quote, junk food or not. You don't want to go too far down that way, though, because if you're not ever eating anything substantial, then your performance is going to start suffering. But generally, it is not an issue. You will go through your life and you won't notice much of a difference in terms of what you eat. And I have debunked before the idea of miracle foods and the idea of superfoods. There's really no such thing. If you are eating responsibly, that is, occasionally taking the time out to eat things that you know supply you with protein and supply you with nutrients, then you're going to be fine. And you don't need to obsessively worry about the things people obsessively worry about. No, milk will not give you diabetes. Having ice cream will not give you diabetes. I don't care what the health and all of these strange people say. You're not going to eat a pork chop and get an undigested piece of protein, and your body's going to attack it and attack you and all of this fear-mongering. And you're not going to, if you go vegan, you're not going to die from a lack of protein. This is all fear-mongering. You don't need to worry about what you eat. But on the same hand, you shouldn't do stuff like leftovers if you feel like you're not going to feel like you've been satiated. You want to feel good. You want to enjoy your food. You should not have guilt with that. You should enjoy your food. Go in with a level head and don't let yourself become misaligned with any sort of expectations with regard to food. I don't know why people insist on doing that. They insist on punishing their body or in some way wrapping their body up into some miserable existence because they feel like they're not getting nutrients. You're getting nutrients. Your body's going to live based on what you give it. It's not going to let you starve. I've said that from the very beginning. Nothing has changed. So stop worrying about it. But recognize the danger of leftovers. You shouldn't just have to eat something because, well, it's in there. I don't want it to go to waste. That's the sort of thinking that gets you into all sorts of trouble. And even if you do decide you're not as hungry the next day and you decide you want to go out one day and get something else, then give yourself that privilege. There'll be a day where the leftovers might sound better. If you're going to keep them maybe a couple of days. You don't want to keep them too long or you're going to make yourself sick. But it's a good habit, really, to get rid of leftovers. Not necessarily eat them. Sometimes food just isn't as good when it's kept. So go out and find what it is you wish to do and enjoy yourself.